G'day viewers, hope you're doing well. Time for a bit of a cuppa. And the reveal of the Class 86/2 and the Mark IIF coaches. These are coming from Just Trains. And to read the statement from them, we are pleased to announce our next DLC for Train Sim World 5, the Class 86/2 Electric Locomotive. This forerunner to the Class 87 will come with the air-conditioned Mark IIF coaches and the Mark I buffet car, all of which are livery designer compatible. We can see the 86 here. Looks remarkably like the 87, so it's probably a bit of a quick win. And I think we all knew the 86 was coming based on their teaser post with all the songs from 1986. The Class 86/2 was employed on the West Coast Main Line and pulled both passenger and occasional freight service. The 86/2 was a subclass of the 86/0 and had improved suspension setup to rectify issues that the earlier 86/0 locomotive had, such as rough riding and track wear. The 86/2 maximum speed was set at 100 miles an hour. You'll be sure to enjoy the authentic and distinctive sound set. So it should be a sound set quite different from the 87. You can see this one's a updated livery with also high intensity lights. The previous one only had the low intensity lights, the ones that are like candles. Our Class 86/2 will feature authentic, accurate modelling inside and out, along with unique access to the machine room area, with some of the controls in that area being operational. There will be 4 liveries and a set of realistic scenarios. So that'll be more scenarios for it and 4 new liveries for this loco, which will increase the visual appeal of the West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle. Along with air conditioning, the Mark IIF coaches feature much more modern-looking rectangular windows versus the older square type, with sliding ventilation portions at the top. The Mark IIFs also have vastly more modern interiors versus the old wooden-style interior. The Just Trains Class 86/2, coupled with the Mark IIF coaches and Mark I buffet car, gives you a powerful combination to drive and enjoy. Thank you to our partners at Just Trains for providing these in-development screenshots of the Class 86/2. We'll be checking back in with them soon, and in the meantime, be sure to follow their website blog for regular updates from their teams. If you're yet to try to master the TSW's longest UK route in the Class 87, which was released last week from the Just Trains team, find out more details in the West Coast Mainline Preston Carlisle article, or in fact my video on the topic, which would be, of course, better. In fact, in the playlist attached to this video, you will find it. We'll just flick over to the Just Trains website for their dev blog, where they're talking about the same content. This new add-on for Train Sim World 5 will include the Class 86/2 Electric Locomotive with the air-conditioned Mark IIF coaches and the Mark I RMB buffet car, all of which are livery designer compatible. So it's almost the same sentence they had in the other article, but slightly different. The Class 86/2, the forerunner to the Class 87, was employed on the West Coast Main Line and pulled both passenger services and the occasional freight. This is pretty much the same text, I think. So we'll just scroll downwards. I'm just flicking through it. Yes, it is the same text. And if we have a look, 6th of December, welcome to our first development entries for the BR Class 86/2 and Mark IIF coaches. So this is new stuff. Our first entry shows the Class 86/2 model in various states, firstly with no textures, which is in a state that the physical model gets created in. When we are happy with the model, we then apply the textures. Both the Intercity Executive and BR Blue liveries have the distinctive yellow front area, which is designed to make the locomotive as visible as possible as it approaches. A quick and easy way to tell the difference between the Class 87 and the Class 86 is that the Class 86 has 3 up front windscreens versus 2 for the 87. These pictures show the stage before the locomotive gets placed into Train Sim World. That's it for now. We'll be back soon as development work progresses on the loco and the coaches. So if we flick through the images, you can see it's quite a detailed model. It's actually helpful to see it in the grey. There's a reason that real locomotive manufacturers used to paint their trains grey for their big reveal photos, and then they'd go off to the paint shop and get their real paint because it revealed all the details. Closer shot showing the windscreens. Reminds me a lot of one of the German locomotives, this, which I suppose isn't that surprising from the same era. Similar design ideas would be propagating. We have it in the Intercity Executive livery, I think. I'm not sure about that. I'm not an expert, not by a long way. And you can see the differences with the 3 windows up front. The rest of it does look remarkably 87-ish, but it's sure there are differences. Close-up shot with it in the livery, with its bright yellow front. We have the BR Blue livery. Does look kind of nice. A lot of weathering on that. Good to see. Other side in the BR Blue livery, Intercity. Also nicely weathered. The weathering around the oily bits is particularly good down the bottom. I like that. It's visually pleasing. Ups the poly count a bit, but I reckon it's worth it. I'd rather drop a couple of frames and have something really nice to look at than have the slick performance and the things ugly. That appears to be all of the images, so that is of course it for the Class 86-2 announced today, along with the Mark II-F air-conditioned coaches. Rightio then, they will be coming for the West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle route, and they haven't given a date, but these look pretty advanced, so I'd go sometime soon in the new year, I would bet. There you go. Have fun, folks. Enjoy. As usual, I read these articles to improve the accessibility of the information for those who can't or won't go and read it for themselves. Oh, enjoy. Bye now.
We played a game.